Libra, this is your card for this week. Let's see. I'm anticipating. Okay, right. Nine of Wands. This is Moon and Sagittarius. You know what I mean? And this is a card that is definitely related to the Moon because it's a 9 and Moon is 18, Major Arcana. And it talks about, you know, two sides of a situation, right? It also talks about evolution and changes that might be happening within a cycle, right, of growth, and how you adapt to the changes that happen within a cycle of growth. What's hidden, what are the fears, what are the emotional triggers, that type of thing, Libra. And then we're also taking a look at what we want, where we see ourselves going, what our actions are founded on, the principles, the basic things, that type of thing. What are our basic principles? Where are we coming from with this? Why are we doing the things that we are doing? And that is what that Sagittarius energy really kind of talks about. Why am I doing the things that I'm doing? Because here's the information. This is why. And this is what you should do too. It's kind of like that, right? It's Moon in Sagittarius. So it is talking about, creativity. It's talking about growth, and it is also talking about detachment in a sense, right? It's almost like you have to detach yourself emotionally and focus on your goals, whatever that means for you, right? Not be emotionally affected. Yeah. Realize what it is that you do, why you're doing it, why you've been doing it all along, right? Because Sagittarius energy is talking about being able to see the truth and going towards that truth, right? So you're actively moving towards your truth, I believe, here, Whew, it's getting warm. But it is also talking about you had an epiphany too. So there was something that you found out because it's talking about information and knowledge with this 9 here. It's, related to the ninth house of Sagittarius, and it's talking about foundations as well, right? Founded. What are your goals founded on? What are the ideals that your goals are founded on? You know what I mean? If something doesn't fit, then it just doesn't, it's not around you. You know what I mean? So you're taking things out of focus that don't need to be in focus, and you're putting things into focus that need to be put into focus. That type of thing, right? Okay. Libra, this is going to be your Romance Angels Oracle card for this week. It's Valentine's Day. So, let's see. Let's see what you got. Ooh. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Well, that is something that is so crazy that is coming up, Hanny. Oh, so some of you guys could be dealing with Leo energy because there's a lion there. You see what I mean? This is very Venetian as well. You know what I mean? She's looking off towards like this water, this pond. Some of you are dealing with someone that is dealing with addictions that you probably love, right? You probably have some codependent attachments to them, right? Look, and this 9, look, I did it for Leo. I'm doing it for you now. Detaching from that codependency here, right? Because you had a realization, right, that this codependency was happening, or you're detaching from someone that has a codependency, right? That type of thing. Codependencies come in many different forms, right? Like people, right? Like everything that exists. So, whatever the addiction is, it's affecting whether it's your addiction to, video games, right? It could be your addiction to, drugs, alcohol. It could be your addiction to your friends. Maybe you spend more time, with your friends, that type of thing, than your lover. And it could also be a codependency to an emotional pattern, right? It could be that a habit, right? Because codependencies are also kind of like habits too, or they can kind of like foster habits or cultivate or grow habits, build habits. you know? And the nines are also talking about that because it's related to the hermit. So we're talking about that kind of like, you know, a habit in terms of going back to the addictive process of attaching to the emotions, always going there. It's kind of like satisfying something for you. It's like that toxic energy, right? When you're used to the toxic energy, then you may even revisit it just because you need to get that fix of the toxic energy, you know? And then it's also talking about other people doing that too, right? And it's affecting, you know, maybe your relationship or maybe the romantic side of something that you have with someone. You know, you don't have to be in a sexual relationship to experience romanticism with someone, right? Because you can experience romanticism with yourself, honey. Look at she's doing it. She has to because she has a codependency. Right? So, you know, whether it's you that has the codependency, Libra, or it's the other person that has the codependency, or maybe they have the codependency and you're codependent on them, you know, it could go either which way, right? So we're dealing with that. You're dealing with that. And if you have to detach, right, from something that was once familiar to you, not moon and Sagittarius, right? Because we're familiar with the moon. That's the mom energy. You're coming from a place of feeling nurtured or a place of security, right? But you're in that nine is talking about that epiphany that you're going to have to distance or, you know, move away from that feeling or that place of security, right? I'm no longer secure with this. You know, so I have to block, I have to move, I have to go off, I have to focus on me, focus on my goals. It's a nine. You know, it's talking about completion. It's a cycle, right? Growth, right? We're talking about maturity as well. I realize what I need to do. So do it.